back to the Be Bold show. Now, for those of you that just joined us, unfortunately, you've missed some amazing interviews. Up next, for some of you, you have pets, some of you don't have pets, but believe it or not, like humans, pets are very expensive to maintain. So the things we do for love, really, let's take a look at a day in the life of a vet.
Why did you decide to become a vet?
Let me tell you a story. One time, I went to a farm, and I'm somebody from the remote areas, Kwabin, and being children, we take fun or to do these traps to get these bush animals like rodents, like grass cutters. So one time when I went to inspect my trap, wow, I've caught a big grass cutter. And you know what happened? I didn't go to inspect the trap for 3 days. And when I went, the animal has decomposed. And the bones have all been finely laid out. So I collected them. I said, this one I'm going to, keep them. And from there, my enthusiasm in animal disease control actually came. So that was about 15, 16 years of age, when I had almost finished my middle school. So that is actually what sparked me to get into veterinary medicine. Because we had a lot of animals in our house, I always had to feed them, cut grass for them. So the attachment was there.
And what makes studying veterinary sciences so different from studying, for instance, the human anatomy?
This one is the most difficult part of veterinary medicine. In fact, the course for veterinary medicine is 6 years, as human medicine 6 years.
Okay.
Yes, I have to emphasize that. And for veterinary medicine, you have to study the anatomy of the different kinds of animals you are going to deal with. For example, you have the dog, you have the cat, you have the monkey, you have the sheep, you have the goat, you have the cow, you have the horse, and others. So it means that you have to get knowledge in all these animals as far as their anatomy is concerned. Because if you are going to do surgery in any of them, you have to know where a vein passes, where artery passes before you can do it. So that is the difference between studying human medicine and veterinary medicine. And also, we can say that animals, they can't talk. If they are not well, it's the owner who knows how the animal behaves. So we can only diagnose the disease by getting information, history, from what the animal has been doing, the behavior for the past 2 or 3 days. Then we can exactly establish a diagnosis with the help of maybe laboratory also examination and others. Unlike the human being, when you come to sit in front of a surgeon, my head is paining me, my leg is paining me, okay, and the rest of the person for you. So
you can say what is going on.
Speak to an animal. So you have to actually gather a lot of information to establish a diagnosis and also treatment.
Now, do you also do specialization? So, for instance, you do domestic animals or you do livestock like horses and cows. Do you have a distinction within that, or do you work within all of them?
Yes, when you finish your first BVM or Bachelor of Veterinary Medicine, that is, you have an idea of all the clinical subject that you have studied. Then after that, you can specialize in any of the courses that are available. For example, you can specialize in small animal clinicals like dog, cats, and monkeys. You can specialize in a horse. We call them equine vets. Or you can specialize in livestock, that is the cow, the pig, the sheep, the goat. Or you can specialize in even aquatic animals like fishes, fish, and other animals. We have aquatic vet surgeons. They take care specifically on the diseases related to fish. So specialization takes on depending upon which type of animals you are doing. My specialization is theneogenology or reproductive physiology. Here we deal with reproduction of animals, how animals they come into heat, and then how they reproduce, and after reproduction, how they care for them. And here we use a lot of new methods of breeding. That is the artificial insemination method, where you take the semen from other animal and put it inside the vagina of a female, and then you get an offspring. And then we can also do embryo transfer. We can get an embryo from a very, very potential animal and harvest it and put it into a very another potential animal for production. Artificial insemination was first done in animals before it was done transferred into human beings, and now you have all over the place. If there is something like somebody who can have a child, you can take the semen from one source and then implant it, depending upon the diagnosis that you make on that human being. So what we are saying here is that all what happens in the animal, you transfer it to the human being with a little bit of change depending upon the anatomy of the human being as we know. Because
now, why was it important for you to leave Ghana and do the studies abroad?
I decided to come back because I wanted to help my country, and judging from the fact that at that time there were very, very limited vets in the country, and the diseases of animals were all over the place, outbreaks. So we decided we have to come and help with the national development as far as animal disease control is concerned. And the biggest challenge as far as being a vet in the public services, lack of incentives, lack of logistics to work. For example, now we have about 110 vets in the public service, and none in the service, in the field, have got even vehicle to move. And our work demands that we move from place to place to control outbreak, to treat animals. So if there is no movement or no vehicle for a vet to move from his station, it becomes incapacitated. It cannot work. Secondly, the remuneration at that time was not very good, but now thanks to the single spine, I think it is okay. The idea, the mentality of Ghanaians as far as animals are concerned is not like in the other areas like Europe, because for somebody in Ghana to spend some fee to treat his animals, I mean, you had better let the animal die. Not everybody anyway, but that is the mentality. So we have to appreciate the fact that there's a little bit of misunderstanding, or people don't understand the extent of the veterinary medicine, course, how the helps it gives to people.
Now, on to our favorite part, the challenge. Our challenge today is to hold down this 8-month-old Boerboel puppy, yes, we said it, puppy, as Dr. Darkwa and his team examine him and give him the appropriate shots. Let's see if the Boerboel team is up for this challenge.
So that marks the end of this challenge that we had.
We passed our challenge.
Exactly. You did pass. You passed well. I'll give you 80%.
Thank you. Well, all I know is being a vet is a lot of work. You constantly need to stay up to date with the modern medication. Things always change. There's so much you need to learn because every single animal is different. It's not like a human. It's not like one body.
I would like to advise the youth that now the vet profession is very, very lucrative. A lot of people, especially in the urban areas, are having pets, especially pets. These security agencies and other people, they have pets. So there's a lot of work to be done. Now also, Ghana, we need to take care of our livestock, especially when our meat intake is very low, our protein intake is very low. Poultry, we have very, very lucrative areas there. You can be a poultry expert. A lot of poultry farms are around, and you can be able to take care of these poultry farms and be okay. So I think now the schools are taking in vets as far as KNUST and Legon are concerned. I would advise that parents or students should be able to get into the areas and take up the areas they think that they can help and come and help Mother Ghana.
Oh, that was just so cute. Those
They
dogs
are
and the animal.
adorable.
It's just.
I got a little sad because
Why?
they're these cute animals. They did nothing wrong and they're feeling so sick. And you know, animals, they can't talk. So they can't actually say, okay, my stomach hurts or my head hurts. So, you know, the vet has to look at a lot of different things.
But you know, if I was a vet, honestly, I don't know how I would respond to a vet dying. Like, for me, because for me, I feel like pets, you have to know them to feel close to them. When I see a dog on the side, the most I can do is like, oh, that's a cute dog, but I don't really feel a connection with the
connection.
dog. So being your profession, you know, dogs, you can't really have that relation.
Yeah,
So
you can't.
I really wonder how you can, you know, feel for that dog the way you would as a patient,
Yeah,
you know?
and also for me, what I thought was very interesting is that a vet actually has to learn so much about all these different species because obviously a doctor is one person and they deal with the human anatomy, which is one way of living and one type of body. But this, you have a dog and a cat who are completely different. He deals with snakes, crocodiles, like, you know, every animal is different.
But you
So
know, going also into a job like that in Ghana where our culture isn't really catered around
that's true.
pets, how then can you, you know, make money, a living out of being a vet? You know, that's also, I mean, he did say yes, he's making money and so forth, but you know, looking at it generally,
Yeah.
you know, I feel like it's hard because it's not in our culture to have pets.
Yeah.
People rarely take care of their pets like that. You have a dog, it's a watchman, that's
Yeah,
really
you don't
it.
really want to spend money on it if it's sick.
But there is a market for it, so
Yeah,
you know, I guess
definitely.
definitely. All right, so this unfortunately marks the end of the show. Remember, the 999th person is going to win something
Next week.
next week.
Yes.
So make sure you go on that Facebook and like that page.
Also go to our website www.thebboldshow.com where you can see previous episodes, interact with us, comment on all our blog stories on there. Very interesting, so definitely go and check it out. And also find us on Twitter where you can find us at BeBoldShow.
And for our sponsors, thank you so much. Accents and Arts for the furniture, YMX. We have headlines for our hair and makeup, Rochelle Thompson, who does all our styling and makeup. We also have Dimensions Media for all the media stuff, and Capture Your Memory Bank for all the pictures that you see on our website. All of that is a lot of hard work. To all our other supporters, thank you so much for making this show possible. ETV crew, you are the best. All right.
Now, for everybody, always remember, be inspired, be positive about everything you do, and of course,
Be bold.
Bye.